and very common, which has led many online to speculate where Jim Carrey may have been cloned and why.
Do take what we know now in terms of like what they are capable of doing now with human beings and length.
Joe Rogan has just revealed something truly shocking about human cloning. He thinks it's widespread.
A man that goes by the name of Brian Bishop sent an email to Epstein that reads, "Attached is the doc you requested. It's the use of funds spreadsheet
Here's all the evidence we have to confirm that
for the designer baby and human cloning company. This gets us out of our self-funded
Jim Carrey has been cloned in less than 1 minute.
garage biology phase to the first live birth of a human designer baby." And
That's when the rumors really took off.
In telomeres, there's a lot of different methodologies that they're using. If they're telling you that there's no clones, the guy telling you is probably a fucking clone. At this point, I have no doubt that they've made human clones.
Alright, so to start off, here's what Jim Carrey looked like a year ago, and here's what he actually looks like now. Definitely a very noticeable difference, and many say he is looking completely unrecognizable. Next, as you can see all the way up at the top, Jim Carrey's eye color has been brown literally his entire life, and while the other day when he was spotted at an award show, his eye color was actually light green. Jim Carrey has also had the same signature for literally his entire life, and when he was at that same exact award show the other day, he ended up signing some things for some fans, and his signature completely changed. And then finally, at that same exact award show a few days ago, Jim Carrey literally straight up said that he would.
Some fans compared this to how he acted in the past, especially around 2017, when he openly criticized Hollywood and award shows. Back then, he mocked the industry and talked about how meaningless it all felt.
Was dead during an interview, and then also said that his favorite funny face to wear is the face that he is wearing right now.
People just couldn't believe that this was Jim. One fan wrote, "Literally, nothing has been explained. Let's have Jim do a public appearance if it's the real one. Not one full of celebrities, but one way his fans can see him in person." While another added, "The more they try to convince us this is really Jim Carrey makes this more concerning. Why couldn't he himself come out for poll? This is so troubling, and we should all be alert." That behavior made some people believe he was speaking out against powerful systems behind the scenes.
Certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others. Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut her down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond person.
Some people claimed Eminem was cloned, using side-by-side photos from completely different stages of his life. Others said Avril Lavigne was replaced years ago, and her story has a lot of unanswered questions.
Avril Lavigne. Is it actually her, or is it a woman named Melissa? What? Allegedly, Melissa Vandella, this woman that was Avril Lavigne's friend before Avril Lavigne allegedly passed away, took on Avril Lavigne's whole persona.
Beyond invention and disguise. Beyond the red X that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And, I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed.
For the promotional photo shoot of her second album, she oddly has Melissa like written on her hand. And to this day, it's never been explained why. Even when she went on Call Her Daddy, Alex never asked her like what was up with the like Melissa on your hand on the promo for the second album.
That's weird.
Avril allegedly died. It's weird.
That's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
And then fans think that this could be real because apparently Avril has like these significant differences to her physical look throughout the years. I guess she had growing up a lot of different like
Up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't
that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream.
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's the
uplifting.
thing. It's not.
So allegedly, like Melissa and Avril, like were spending so much time together, and like execs knew her, and they were like, "We'll just teach her everything." But where this is weird, her next album is called Under My Skin, and there's a few songs on there that point to this conspiracy theory maybe being real. One of them is a song about suicide and how much she like misses that person, moles and freckles that are no longer there. This would be crazy. It is the most far-fetched conspiracy I've ever heard, but there are some unanswered questions.
Gucci Mane also something even worse. Newly reviewed documents from the Epstein files are shedding light on his connections with high-profile figures. including magicians David Blaine and David Copperfield. Importantly, neither Blaine nor Copperfield has been accused of criminal wrongdoing related to Epstein. However, the files provide new insight into how closely they interacted with him.
I did to add fish to the equation.
This was magician David Blaine in 2013, training for his next big act. It appears to have been part of the ABC special, David Blaine, Real or Magic. What Blaine never mentions is that he filmed that segment from inside of Jeffrey Epstein's New York City townhouse. But CNN compared the footage to photos of Epstein's mansion released in the Justice Department's Epstein files and confirmed matching distinctive decor next to a tub and the same white cabinets in the kitchen.
When you're continuously spinning.
There was also correspondence from 2013 discussing Blaine visiting Epstein's home for a shoot. Epstein emailed Woody Allen's wife in April that Blaine wanted to do the goldfish trick tonight for Woody and film it. In October, Epstein's assistant reminded Epstein that Blaine wanted to stop by Epstein's house to finish his Woody Allen shoot. He needs to film himself walking up your stairs and going into your bathroom, Leslie Groff wrote. Epstein responded, "Not until I am back." CNN found that Epstein and Blaine exchanged dozens of messages, had numerous phone calls, and planned for in-person meetings, primarily between 2012 and 2016. Years after.
Also faced similar claims after.
It's tough. It's tough. Justin Bieber.
all
So
tough.
that part of it, very believable. The thing was, in 2003, when she was already struggling with like her adjustment to fame, her grandmother had passed away.
Not our world.
None
That's
of
the
this is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Okay.
So when he showed up years later looking and acting different, some people connected the dots in their own way. They started saying he may have been dealt with or silenced. Others claimed he had changed to fit into a new version of Hollywood. And that's how the cloning theory came back again. This isn't the first time the internet has done this. Similar rumors have followed other celebrities.
And it's not actually the OG Avril Lavigne that we have today, but it's this woman named Melissa Vandella that looks just like Avril Lavigne.
That's crazy.
So those close to Avril suggested that she struggled with fame after her Let Go album.
Right.
She blew up so fast.
Right.
She was so famous, so successful, whatever. And it really got to her mentally. As we've seen this happen with like Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, and she unalived herself. Music execs and slimy Hollywood were like, we just found a masterpiece of someone that we could profit off of. So they were like, she can't die. And the girl that she's hanging out with, Melissa Vandella, who does look just like her, they were like, perfect, problem solved. We're gonna make Melissa Avril.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Dude, that's an insane
No,
theory.
it's insane. And Avril was really, really close with her grandmother. Allegedly, Avril just spun into this depression spiral.
His appearance changed following prison, even though his lifestyle had clearly improved. In most of these cases, the explanation is simple. People age, change habits, and look different over time. But that doesn't stop the theories. Some people take it further and say, celebrities are replaced using doubles, masks, or lookalikes. That idea feels more believable to some, especially since realistic masks do exist. Jim himself admitted he's used decoys before, which only adds fuel to the idea.
Done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy.
I'm sorry, a decoy?
Most of these claims have been debunked or traced back to edited or misleading content. But when it comes to Jim, he has also spoken a lot about his identity, saying that even Jim Carrey is just a character in a way. When you couple this with the idea that Jim was always extremely outspoken about people in Hollywood and people in power, it makes sense that he'd be silenced. And you know who happened to be a friend to some of the most powerful people in Hollywood? Jeffrey Epstein. This has led many people to speculate that Jim may have actually been cloned using Epstein's cloning technology, because Epstein is on record building exactly that sort of tech. This idea picked up serious traction after journalist Nick Bryant spoke in detail about newly released Epstein emails.
These emails, they're referring to pizza, and I don't think it's pizza. So it's moved my needle from agnosticism to, what's going on here. The transhumanism famous biologist is talking to Epstein about making designer babies and genetic editing. And genetic editing comes up again. And then there's also a famous biologist named Bob Travers. And
that's the one who, by the way, Norman Finkelstein wrote to. Bob Travers, yeah.
And he talks about actually taking boys and giving them hormone blockers and girls and giving them testosterone. And actually, he's talking about making, I think, a hermaphrodite. That's what they're shooting for, is a very sexy hermaphrodite.
He compared it to his earlier work on powerful networks, saying the Epstein situation felt like a repeat of patterns he had seen before.
I can remember when I wrote a book, The Franklin Scandal, a story of power brokers, child abuse, and betrayal. And Epstein network is kind of a carbon copy of the Franklin network in many, many ways. And there were a number of very sadistic pedophiles that were very high up in the government that were taking part with those kids. And I can remember when I was pitching it to editors, I got this look. I mean, I watched this cognitive dissonance go down right before me. I could see them go, this is a horrible story. I need to help Nick Bryan. Or I can write Nick Bryan off as crazy right now and have a nice meal with my family tonight. Now, I knew that most of them would go the latter route, but I didn't think all of them.
As part of his investigation, Bryant obtained Epstein's contact book, often called the Black Book, and started reaching out to people connected to it. He said some individuals described being moved between locations, including being flown to private islands.
And cloning is actually
more than we know.
Florida has the most victims. And so I started to call them, and one told me that actually I talked to her mother. She was there, but I talked to her mother, and the mother said that she'd been 13 when Epstein had molested her. And then I talked to another one who said that she was flown around. And then I talked to another one that said she was flown to an island. And at that point, I knew that I suspected it because of that very corrupt grand jury, that I had come across another network. And it was kind of emotionally devastating to me in the respect that I spent 7 years on the Franklin scandal, and it is heavily corroborated. I knew that the bar was going to be extremely high, and I think I met all those expectations. But I couldn't get it published in New York. I had to get it published by a small publisher on the West Coast. And then when the Franklin scandal, we unfurled the Franklin scandal, no one really bought it. So I'm like 2 years removed from that. And then I'm investigating Jeffrey Epstein. And I can remember just how devastating it was to me, that because the Franklin scandal had taken such an emotional toll on me. But I also knew that because of all the knowledge that I'd acquired, that it was kind of incumbent upon me to go forward with this investigation. And when I brought the Black Book back to New York, again, nobody wanted to touch it. And then I eventually acquired the flight logs, and nobody wanted to touch it. And then finally Gawker published it, and then the floodgates just opened. Kind of mind-boggling too.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
Brian Bishop, who is a
magazines, and you see me at Starbucks in Malibu.
It's him, yeah.
That's right.
Are you paying him enough? Because
I pay him a lot,
yeah.
And he gets laid a lot, I think, because of it.
Really? Wow.
So a lot of times when you see the rag,
Let's do that.
Because I see these shows sometimes, and people come out here and they just do bits and stuff like that. They're not really talking to you.
That's right. Yeah.
I can tell you get frustrated with it.
Bit after bit, of course. Exactly. That's what I'm about.
And it bugs me.
There were even rumors like this about public figures outside Hollywood. Some claimed politicians were being replaced by actors during public appearances. Others pointed to small physical details, like ears or skin movement, as evidence of masks.
I mean, that's my extrapolation anyway.
Yeah, this is pretty graphic. So it says, it's very simple. I will compare male to female with female to male, and the subject matter is trans. With greater molecular control over development, we are increasingly capable of producing novel phenotypes, more feminine men, by blocking testosterone receptors or castration, and at the same time increasing estrogen production. The one blocks male features. The second encourages female features. More masculine women, heavy testosterone, incredible external effects, heavily bearded men. You would never guess they had a female body and their bone in their body. First kind, male to female, is 4 times more frequent than female to male. The first is attractive. He is a woman with a COCK.
Bryant said reading this kind of material was overwhelming. Even for someone who had already spent years investigating similar cases, that added more weight to the idea that Epstein's network was larger and more organized than people first thought, and that he may have been involved in a lot more. So now we have a growing narrative online claims that human cloning isn't just science fiction, it's already happening, hidden behind celebrity culture and major industries, and the truth is a lot darker than we thought.
I've been told about a black market for babies, and a woman told me that she had been used to make babies for this black market. So I'd heard of that before, and then Jeffrey Epstein gets into pizza. I mean, there's a lot of allusion to pizza and muffins and steaks and jerky. And when I heard about Pizzagate, I looked into it. I studied.
Wait, you're telling me that guy has actually had. Oh, golly. How's your life generally? How are things going on for you? What's happening with you, the guy, Jim?
I'm so glad you asked, because I want to talk.
Like being frozen inside of a block of ice for more than 60 hours, or staying in a plexiglass box over London's River Thames for more than a month. Blaine has not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing related to Epstein. He is one of many celebrities revealed in the files as having socialized with the financier after Epstein's 2008 guilty plea.
The documents also outline connections between Epstein and David Copperfield. Records show Copperfield left multiple messages for Epstein in the 2000s and appeared in photographs alongside Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell.
Copperfield left numerous messages for Epstein in the 2000s, and he is shown in multiple photos, including several with Epstein's co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. Multiple FBI 302s describe Epstein and Copperfield having overlapping social lives. One person told the FBI that Epstein offered her tickets to a Copperfield show and that she spoke to the magician on the phone once while at Epstein's. In 2007, while Epstein was under a trafficking investigation in Florida, Copperfield too was being investigated by the FBI for a sexual allegation in Washington state. Internal FBI memos show that officials wondered at the time whether the two men engaged in illegal activity together, questioning if they shared a predilection for
talk. I want to really talk.
All right.
A decoy, it sounds so ridiculous, but it works like
a double.
It's fantastic.
Like a Jim Carrey double.
A Jim Carrey double.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
So what I do is I send him off in one direction, sucks all the press in that direction, and I can just have my day. And
whatever you want to do.
Wherever I want, totally unmolested. It's fantastic.
Right.
And,
well, they say the best ideas are the simplest ones, and this really couldn't be more simple.
It really is amazing.
I'm sure it works.
Really works.
Philosophy in college, and I always try to approach everything agnostically. And I couldn't really find a lot of information that corroborated what was coming out on the internet. Now, there was a lot of crazy stuff coming out on the internet. And then I got to a guy who said he could ultimately get me to a guy that could corroborate it. And then that kind of evaporated.
This right here, because he was telling you truth in plain sight. Or even the fact that he starred in a movie like this. And look at this poster right here. A coffin shape. I mean, come on. But again, I guess Jamie Foxx was just joking in that clip because again, that's what he does. It's good to see that he's doing.
Some celebrities have openly talked about body doubles, though in a very different way. For example, Janelle Monáe joked in an interview that she has a clone who handles music while another handles acting.
Well, it's very simple. I have a clone. I have a clone for music, I have a clone for film, I have a clone for my personal life, I have a clone for my family life as well. So that's how it gets done. And each clone is under contract.
And which one am I talking to now?
Well, if I told you that, then, life wouldn't be as fun.
What makes all of this even worse, though, is that
so I just kind of walked away from Pizza Hut or Pizzagate, not really, somewhat still agnostic. And then, but these emails, they're definitely referring to pizza, and I don't think it's pizza. So I've got to double back on that, and actually, it's moved my needle from agnosticism to, you know, what's going on here? What is pizza the code word for? What are shrimps the code word for? What are fresh muffins the code word for? I think I kind of understand fresh muffins. He's getting into, there's a lot of allusions to jerky or beef jerky. And I don't know what is going on there.
The discussion often begins with a real historical case, Henrietta Lacks, a Black woman whose cervical cancer cells were taken in 1951 without her knowledge or consent. Those cells, known as HeLa cells, became the first human cells successfully replicated in laboratories and have been used in countless scientific breakthroughs. Jamie Foxx is another big name that was allegedly cloned. After his unexplained hospitalization a couple of years ago, some observers claimed he appeared different when he returned.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers is trying to clone me. I didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these. And then I saw me walk into my room. But I'm white. So I see the white me.
But he had a Caesar too?
Just like all that, the white me. Okay, gotcha. And I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention. And no one said anything. And I'm like, that's it.
I'm sure there's nothing to see there. I'm sure Jamie Foxx was just being sarcastic. He was just joking about how they tried to clone him, right? But there are a lot of weird things. For instance, where did his head tattoo go? And you've got to admit that he looked very different when he got out of.
And the woman who accused him of sexting her was charged with prostitution and making a false accusation in another case.
That's my job, to transport the audience and make them forget a little bit about the reality of the day.
Two women that the FBI Seattle office wanted to interview about Copperfield had already been interviewed for the Epstein investigation, according to one memo. One of those women said she had worked for Epstein and had been by him.
Together, these developments add another layer to the broader picture emerging from the Epstein files, mapping out the network of individuals who moved within his social orbit, even as legal accountability remains focused on specific, proven actions.
The hospital. I guess that's why he starred in a movie like this.
Every time we think we've heard the last of Epstein's influence over Hollywood and global politics, we're surprised by some.
After Epstein was convicted in Florida in 2008 for soliciting minor. Blaine is one of the world's best-known stunt artists, drawing huge crowds to his daredevil tricks. Copperfield has not been accused of criminal wrongdoing related to Epstein. The 2007 federal probe into Copperfield was closed in 2010.
What do you think the truth is in this situation? Do you think Jim got cloned on Epstein's island? Let us know in the comments below.